The deep space research ship, Everlight, moved quietly through a dark part of space. The stars were far away and no planets were near. The crew had been working on space samples when a sudden signal came to their screens. It was weak and strange, like a voice crying from a far place. Captain Brooks stood near the front screen. She was calm but sharp. "Where is it coming from?" she asked. "Near the black hole," said Noah, the young scanner officer. "It's an escape pod, drifting." He looked closer. "Something or someone is inside." The crew looked at each other. Finding a pod near a black hole was rare. Pulling it out could be dangerous. But the ship moved closer. Soon the pod floated near them. It was old and damaged, metal cracked and wires broken. A strange light blinked inside. The ship's medic, Leo Carter, rushed to the landing bay. He helped bring the pod in. It opened slowly with a hiss. Inside was a woman, unlike any human. Her skin was pale blue, and her hair floated like thin threads. She did not move. Leo bent down and checked her. "She's alive," he said, "but she's weak, very weak." They carried her to the med bay. Machines scanned her body. Her heart was slow. Her breathing was soft. But the scans showed something else. A clot was growing inside her. It sat near a part of her body that looked important. It was not like anything Leo had seen before. Captain Brooke came to the med bay. "Can we help her?" "I don't know," Leo said. "Her body is not like ours. But the clot is serious. If we do nothing, she will die." Some crew members were afraid. "We should be careful," said one. "What if she's dangerous? What if this is a trap?" Leo shook his head. "She's dying. We cannot leave her like this." Captain Brooke gave a short nod. "Then do your best, but take care." Leo worked for hours. He used every scanner and tool he had. Her body reacted to some human machines, but not all. He tried soft touches, checked pressure points, and studied the strange lines of energy inside her. Slowly, he learned her blood moved in a loop like humans, but the clot stopped one flow. He thought deeply. Then he made a plan. He would not cut. Instead, he would send a very small tool inside, one that moved with light and energy. It was risky. The clot might break and harm her more. He set the tool inside a clear tube and guided it through her body. The screen showed the tool moving closer to the clot. Leo held his breath. The tool reached the clot and touched it. At first, nothing happened. Then the clot began to break into tiny pieces, but her heart started to beat too fast. Her body shook. Alarms rang. No, Leo said. He changed the settings. The tool slowed. The pieces of the clot moved away. Her body calmed. After a long moment, the alarm stopped. Her skin looked brighter. Her breath grew strong. Leo sat down, tired but hopeful. "You will live," he said. The rest of the crew watched from outside the glass. They looked amazed. Some still looked unsure. Hours later, the woman opened her eyes. They were deep green and filled with fear. She sat up fast, then winced in pain. "It's okay," Leo said. "You're safe. We're on our ship. We helped you." She looked at him, but did not speak. Her mouth moved like she was trying to say something. "We don't understand your words yet," Leo said softly. "But we will learn." She stared at him, then at her body. She touched the part where the pain had been. Her eyes grew wide. She looked at Leo again, and her face softened. In that quiet moment, something passed between them. A first step. A small thread of trust. Leo stood up and walked out. "Let me know when she's strong enough to talk," he told the nurse. As the door closed behind him, he knew everything had changed. This was no longer just a rescue. It was the start of something bigger, something human, something unknown. The next day on the Everlight was quiet, but the mood had changed. People moved slower, spoke less. In the medbay, the alien woman sat on the bed with her back straight and her eyes wide open. She did not speak, but she watched everything. Her hands were folded in her lap. She looked calm, but Leo could see she was still afraid. He stood near the door, holding a small tablet. He watched her for a while. Then he walked in and sat on the stool near her bed. "Can you understand me?" he asked. She looked at him and blinked slowly. Then she gave a short nod. Leo smiled. "Good, that's a start." He touched the screen and showed her a picture of the clot. Then he pointed to her side. "This was inside you. It was hurting you. I removed it." She looked at the picture, and then at her side. She placed a hand on her body and looked surprised. She looked back at Leo, and her lips moved, but no sound came. "Take your time," he said. "No need to rush." He stood and left the room. Outside, the crew waited for answers. Captain Brooke was there. She looked tired but alert. "What do we know about her?" "Not much," Leo said. "She understands us, maybe just a little. She is still weak, but she's healing." "Is she dangerous?" Leo shook his head. "Not from what I see. She's scared, not angry." One of the crew members stepped forward. His name was Ben, a security officer. "Don't even know where she's from. What if she's part of something bigger? What if others are coming?" Captain Brooke nodded. "We have to be careful. We also have to be kind. She was dying. Leo saved her. That means something." Ben looked unsure, but said nothing more. Later that day, Leo returned to the medbay with a small device. It showed pictures and played sounds. He showed her a picture of Earth, a map of the solar system, and pictures of humans. Then he pointed to himself. "Leo. My name is Leo." She looked at him and tried to copy the sound. "L.O." He smiled. "Yes, Leo." Then he pointed to her. She stayed silent. He tried again. "Your name?" She placed a hand on her chest. "Arya," she said, her voice soft and strange. "Arya," Leo said. "Nice to meet you." Over the next 2 days, Arya began to move more. She walked slowly around the medbay. She touched the walls and looked at the lights. The crew gave her space, but some watched from a distance. She spoke a few words each day. Her voice was soft, but her eyes showed more trust. She smiled once when Leo brought her fruit. She tried it and laughed quietly, but not everyone felt at ease. In the control room, some of the crew gathered to talk. "We're not built for this," said Nina, the engineer. "We study space, not care for alien guests." "She's more than a guest," Leo said. He had walked in behind them. "She's alive because we made a choice. A good one." "We don't even know who she is," Nina said. "Then let's find out," Leo said. Captain Brooke came in and raised her hand. "Nuff will treat her with care, but we will remain alert. No one is saying we should forget our duty. But we won't treat someone like a threat just because they're different." Everyone went quiet. Later that night, Leo sat in the medbay. Arya was resting, eyes closed. He opened his tablet and looked at her scan again. The clot was gone, but her body still held secrets. Her heart had 2 rhythms. Her cells could shift shape in small ways. She was not like anything he had seen in any record. He looked at her again. She was peaceful now. He wondered what kind of world she came from. What had hurt her before they found her? What had she lost? As he sat there, Arya opened her eyes and looked at him. "Safe," she said. Leo nodded. "Yes, you are safe now." Outside, space was still and wide, but inside the ship, something new had started. A link, a quiet promise, and maybe something even more. Days passed, and Arya grew stronger. She walked through the ship now, her steps light and quiet. The crew got used to seeing her, but some still kept their distance. She spoke more each day, learning human words slowly. Leo stayed by her side, helping her understand. In the medbay, Leo showed her more about Earth. He played videos of rain, oceans, trees, and people talking. Arya watched with wide eyes. She listened to every sound and asked short questions. "Why sky blue?" she asked one day. "Because of how light moves through the air," Leo answered. She looked thoughtful, pretty. They shared small laughs and quiet moments. Arya still needed rest, but her body was healing well.
Ow.
The clot was gone, but Leo noticed something strange in her new scans.
Oh.
Her cells had changed. The healing had caused her body to adapt to the treatment in a new way. He checked the results again and again. Something had awakened inside her. Her blood flowed faster. Her body was stronger than before. One night, alarms rang across the Everlight. Leo jumped from his seat and ran to the control room. Captain Brooke and the rest of the crew were already there. "What happened?" he asked. Noah pointed at the screen. "A ship is approaching. Unknown type. It's moving fast." The screen showed a dark ship with sharp edges. Its lights blinked red. It stopped close to the Everlight, but did not send a message. "Shields up," Brooke said. We don't know what they want. Arya entered the room. She looked at the screen and froze. What is it? Leo asked. Arya stepped forward. They... You know them, she nodded slowly. My people fight. Some want peace, some want power. Those not good. Why are they after you? Brooke asked. I run. I say no to war. They want me back. I escape. The crew went silent. Brooke looked at the screen again. They've scanned us. No reply yet. Arya stepped closer to Leo. They take me. They kill. Brooke looked at Arya. We won't give you to them. Not without a reason. Minutes later, the dark ship sent a message. It was in a strange language, full of harsh sounds. Arya listened, then looked scared. They say return me, or they destroy. Brooke turned to the crew. We won't hand over someone who asked for our help. Prepare for evasive move. The Everlight pulled away, but the enemy ship followed. They're locking weapons, said Ben from security. Arya looked around. I know way I help. What way? Brooke asked. Use gas field near here. Hide inside. Ship can't follow deep. Too sharp, too fast, they break. Leo looked at the map. There was a field of space gas nearby. Dangerous, but maybe their only chance. Brooke gave the order. Turn toward the gas field, full speed. The Everlight moved fast. The dark ship followed, firing short blasts. The ship shook. Lights blinked, but the crew stayed calm. They entered the gas field. The view outside turned cloudy. Strange lights moved in the fog. The enemy ship slowed but kept coming. Arya stepped forward. Turn here, then down. Fast. Brooke nodded. Follow her path. The Everlight dipped down and spun through the clouds. A loud crack came from behind. The dark ship hit a dense gas pocket. It twisted, lost speed, and vanished from the screen. Cheers filled the control room. The ship was safe, for now. Brooke looked at Arya. You saved us. Arya said nothing. She looked tired. Leo guided her back to the med bay. She lay down, breathing hard. Her skin glowed faintly. You did well, he said. She looked at him. I only live because you helped me. I give help back. Leo smiled. That's what friends do. Outside the med bay, the crew spoke in quiet voices. Some had changed their minds. Arya was no longer just a guest. She was someone who had risked her life to protect them. The danger was not gone, but something had changed. They were no longer just a crew and an alien. They were something more. And deep inside, Leo knew this was only the beginning. The Everlight floated safely inside the gas field. Thick clouds outside made it hard to see, but for now, no one followed. The ship was quiet. Crew members repaired broken systems, cleaned up small fires, and checked for damage. Everyone moved with more care than before. In the med bay, Arya lay still. Her eyes were closed and her breath was slow. Leo sat beside her, watching her closely. Her skin glowed in soft pulses, like waves moving through light. She was not human, but there was something peaceful about her. Ooh. She opened her eyes slowly and looked at Leo. They still chase, she said. Maybe, he replied, but for now, we're safe. She sat up with effort. Trust me, others do not, Leo sighed. It takes time. Fear makes people slow to change. But they saw what you did. You helped them. That matters. She looked down. I ran for my people. I broke rules. I said no to hurt. That made me wrong in their eyes. You did the right thing, Leo said. You chose peace. Arya stood slowly and walked to the window. She looked out into the moving clouds. Are not like my kind. You help, even if no gain. Why? Leo paused. Because it's the right thing to do. Arya turned to him. That is rare. Elsewhere on the ship, the crew met in the command room. Captain Brooks stood at the front. We need to decide what happens next, she said. We can't stay hidden here forever. Ben crossed his arms. She's not just a guest anymore. That ship chased her through space. They'll come again. Yes, Brooke said. But she saved us. Without her, we wouldn't be here. Noah spoke next. We owe her. She trusted us. Now we must trust her. Brooke nodded. We move at first light. Arya says there's a quiet path through the gas field. We'll follow it. The crew agreed, some more sure than others, but no one argued. In the medbay, Arya helped Leo organize tools. She moved slowly, but with more energy than before. "Your body's changing," Leo said. "You're healing in ways I didn't expect." She looked at him. "My kind adjusts fast. Your help made my body grow stronger. Now I see more. Feel more." "You're evolving," Leo said. She nodded. "Your tools woke parts of me, parts my kind left behind long ago." Leo looked curious. "What kind of parts?" "Old ways, healing, sensing danger, reading light. We lost these to become smarter, but they return now." That night, Arya walked alone through the ship. She touched the walls, listened to the hum of the engine, and smiled at the stars when she passed a window. The ship felt strange to her, but safe. In the main hall, she found Brooke looking at old maps. "You can't sleep?" Brooke asked. Arya shook her head. "Too much thought." Brooke smiled a little. "Same here." They sat together in silence for a time, then Arya spoke. "Thank you for trust." Brooke looked at her. "It wasn't easy, but you earned it. Not all will think so." "Maybe not," Brooke said, "but it's a start." In the morning, the Everlight moved again. The gas field was thick, but Arya stood by the map and guided them. Her eyes followed the lights. Her hand pointed to safe paths. "Go left here, then slow. Deep pull ahead." The ship moved with care. Each step forward brought them closer to clear space. Then something strange happened. The ship lights blinked. Leo ran to the engine room. A strange energy moved through the wires. "It's coming from her," said Nina, checking the screens. "Her body is making a new signal. It's soft but strong." Leo called the captain. "Her energy is helping the ship. It's calming the system. It's like she's part of it." Brooke watched Arya. "She's more than a guest now. She's part of the crew." Arya stood still, her eyes closed. Light flowed around her hands. She touched a wall and the ship stopped shaking. Outside, the clouds began to clear. Stars appeared. The path was open. The Everlight moved forward again, free for now. But the crew knew the danger was not gone. The dark ship would return. The fight was not over. But something had changed. They were stronger. Not because of weapons, but because of trust, choice, and a woman who came from the stars and gave them hope. The Everlight had left the gas field behind. Space around them was clear, stars shining like small fires in the dark. The crew worked calmly, checking systems and watching the skies. But everyone knew peace would not last. In the control room, Captain Brooks stood near the screen. She looked at the map. The dark ship was gone, but it had left a signal. A faint trail of heat and broken particles. It would not take long before they came back. Noah pointed at the screen. "They're tracking us. Not close yet, but coming." Brooke nodded. "Keep moving. Find the nearest safe zone." In the medbay, Arya sat on the floor. Her legs were crossed, and her hands rested on her knees. Light moved over her skin, but her mind was full. Leo came in with a small device. He placed it beside her. "This can read energy changes in your body," he said. "I want to understand more." She opened her eyes and nodded. "My power grows. Feel it. But I don't know how to control it." "We'll figure it out together," Leo said. She smiled. "You still trust me?" "Yes, and others do now too. They just don't say it." Later that day, the crew gathered in the main hall. They sat around the long table. Brooke stood at the front. "We need to make a choice," she said. "We can try to outrun the enemy, or we stand and face them." Ben looked around. "We're not a warship. If we fight, we lose." "Maybe," Brooke said. "But Arya gave us a chance. We're not the same as before." Arya stepped forward. "They will come soon. They do not stop. But I have plan." Everyone looked at her. "Near here is an old moon. It has deep caves. Hard to scan. We can hide, or we can set trap." Brooke crossed her arms. "You know this place?" Arya nodded. "I passed it before. Quiet place. Cold, but strong." Leo stepped beside her. "What she knows more than we do about this part of space. We should listen." The crew agreed. They changed course toward the moon. As the Everlight neared the moon, the ship's lights dimmed. It was a dry, rocky world with sharp cliffs and deep holes. The ship landed in a dark valley. Dust covered the ground. Ben and Nina led a small team outside to check the area. They moved slowly, lights on their suits cutting through the dark. Arya walked behind them, her steps light. "This way," she said, pointing to a cave entrance. Inside, the cave was wide and deep. Strange marks covered the walls. Arya touched them and closed her eyes. "Old signs. From before my time. This place is safe." The crew brought supplies and set small traps near the entrance. Not strong weapons, but enough to warn them if someone came close. Inside the ship, Leo worked on a new signal blocker. Arya helped him. Her hands moved with care. Her energy flowed into the wires. "You're part of this ship now," he said. She looked at him. "You gave me new life. I give it back." As night fell, the Everlight sat hidden under the moon's shadow. The crew waited in silence, then it came. A loud sound from the sky. It's the enemy ship. Brooke watched the screen. They're scanning. But they don't see us. The traps near the cave blinked once, then stopped. The enemy ship hovered, then moved on. Minutes passed. The ship faded into the distance. The crew let out a breath. They were safe again for now. Arya stood outside the cave, looking at the stars. "They will return," she said. Leo stood beside her. "Then we'll be ready." She looked at him. "I was alone for a long time, but now I'm not." Leo nodded. "You have us." Brooke came out and joined him. "We move at first light. There's more space to cross, and maybe others out there who need help." Arya smiled. "I will help them too." The Everlight stayed hidden one more night, but a fire had started in the hearts of the crew. They were not just explorers anymore, they were protectors. And Arya was no longer a stranger, she was one of them. The next morning, the crew of the Everlight packed their gear and left the cave. The moon was quiet, the sky clear, but they knew danger still followed them. Everyone moved with care. Arya walked beside Leo, her eyes scanning the stars above. Captain Brooke gave the signal, and the ship rose from the rocky ground. Dust flew around them as the engines came to life. Soon they were in space again, leaving the cold moon behind. In the control room, Noah watched the radar. "No sign of the enemy ship yet," he said. "Stay alert," Brooke replied. "They'll come. We just don't know when." Arya stood near the window. Her voice was calm. "They are close. I feel them." Leo turned to her. "How do you know their energy is strong?" "It moves through space. I feel the pull." Brooke looked at her. "Can you lead us away from them?" "No," Arya said, "but I can stop them." The room went silent. Leo stepped forward. "How? I need to face them. If I speak to their leader, I may end this. But I must go alone. It's too risky," Brooke said. "They might kill you." "They will try," Arya answered. "But they fear what I have become. That fear is my shield." Leo shook his head. "There has to be another way." Arya looked at him. "This is the way. Trust me." Brooke paced the room. She didn't like it, but there were few choices left. "We will bring you close, but if anything goes wrong, we pull you out." The ship changed course and moved through a narrow path of space. Hours passed. Then the dark ship appeared again, waiting like a shadow. "They're not moving yet," Noah said. Arya walked to the small transport pod. Leo followed her. "You don't have to do this," he said. "I do," she said, "but I will come back." Leo placed a small tracker in her hand. "So we can find you." She smiled and stepped into the pod. The door closed, and the pod flew toward the enemy ship. Inside the dark ship, Arya stood before their leader. He was tall, with gray skin and sharp eyes. "You returned," he said. "Why?" "To end this," she said. "No more war. No more hunt." He laughed. "You are weak, changed by humans." "No," she said, "I am strong. They did not change me. They helped me see." He stepped closer. "You lost your place. I made my own path," she said. He raised his hand. Guards stepped forward. Arya closed her eyes. Light rose from her skin. The guards froze. The leader's eyes widened. "What are you?" he asked. "More than before," she said. "Stronger than fear." Back on the Everlight, the crew watched the screens. The enemy ship began to shake. "What's happening?" Anita asked. "Her energy is rising," Leo said. "She's sending a signal." Suddenly, the enemy ship powered down. Lights faded. Weapons stopped. The pod returned. Inside was Arya, calm and whole. She stepped onto the Everlight. "It is done," What did you do? Brooke asked. I showed them a new path. Some followed, others turned away, but the fight is over. The crew looked at her with new eyes. She had faced danger with peace, and peace had won. Leo stood beside her. You're home now? She looked at him. Yes, this is home. And the Everlight moved forward again, into a new part of space, with hope as its guide. The Everlight stayed near the old station for 2 more days. The crew worked hard to fix the ship, used parts from the station, and cleaned the systems. Everyone moved with purpose. They'd been through danger, but they had made it together. Arya spent most of her time resting. Her body still glowed, but the light was softer now. Leo checked her every day. Her strength was coming back slowly. You should not push too hard, he said. I will be ready, she replied. There is still more to do. Captain Brooke called a meeting. The crew gathered in the main room. Its maps and images showed on the screen. You know the enemy will come back, Brooke said. They are not finished, but now we have a choice. We can run again, or we can change the game. Ben crossed his arms. What do you mean? Arya has given us more than just warnings, Brooke said. She gave us knowledge. We know where the enemy bases are. We know their weak points. We can help others. The room went quiet. Noah spoke. You want us to fight, not with guns? Brooke said. With truth, with aid, with Arya's help, we can find those who are scared, like she was. We can protect them. Arya stepped forward. My people are not all bad. Some want peace, but they are weak and silent. If we bring them hope, they may rise. The crew listened. It was a new idea, but it made sense. They had seen what Arya could do. They had seen how she changed the ship, and how she had changed them. Later that day, Leo sat with Arya in the medbay. This mission, it's more than saving you, he said. It's about healing more than one world. Arya looked at him. You saved my life. I now give you my voice, my mind, my truth. Are you sure you want this path? He asked. Yes, I was lost before. Now I have a place, a name that matters. The Everlight left the station and entered deep space again. This time they did not run. They sent signals to nearby systems. They offered help, shared warnings, and listened for replies. In time, messages came back. Small groups, lost ships, people hiding from war. The Everlight became more than a ship. It became a beacon. Arya sat in the main room guiding the crew. She showed paths only she knew. She taught them to read the stars in new ways. Her bond with the ship grew stronger each day. The enemy tried to stop them. A new ship came, darker and bigger than before. But the Everlight did not face it alone. 2 smaller ships joined them. It answered the call. Together, they made a stand. The battle was short. Arya used her energy to blind the enemy's scan. Others moved in. The dark ship turned and ran. Brooke watched the screen. This is working. More days passed. The Everlight reached places where silence had ruled. Now there was light. Now there were voices. One night, Arya stood with Leo on the viewing deck. I never thought I would be here, she said. Neither did I, Leo said. But I'm glad you are. She looked at the stars. Do you think your people will always accept mine? In time, Leo said, change is slow, but it starts with small steps. You're one of them. She smiled. Then let us keep walking. The Everlight moved forward again. It was still a small ship. The crew was still a small team. But their mission had grown. They were no longer just explorers. They were defenders. Healers, carriers of hope. And Arya, once a stranger from a dying ship, had become more than a guest. She was a guide, a symbol, a bridge between 2 worlds. Space was still wide and dark. Danger still waited. But now the light was stronger. The path was clear. And the Everlight kept going, 1 star at a time.